Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. We're going to have an unusual soup today. We are going to be making pumpkin soup. I know. It has a unique name, doesn't it? But it is made with pumpkin. Okay, we need 2 pounds of pumpkin cut up in chunks. So I bought pumpkin, one of these small ones, and we are going to proceed to work on it and get it cut up and peeled and seeded. Okay, now maybe I'm going to need my mallet. I don't feel like stirring. The mallet is so nifty. Oh, we just want to get it started. These knives are great because they're not wood, they're one piece. I can sit there and bang them. I had wooden handles, but when I went through heavy things, I'd need my mallet. They got damaged. You know what? I'm not going to peel this. I'll peel this after it cooks. I'm just going to cut it in chunks. We need some help here. Okay. You can take these chunks. Don't worry, we're going to be taking care of all of this. Rinse them and throw them in a pot. I already have my seeds, so I'm not collecting these. I already have a bunch. Okay, they want 3 baking potatoes, large baking potatoes. Hold on, let me read that has 3 large baking potatoes, and they want you to cut them in chunks, so that means I'm going to have to peel them. Okay. And you know I hate to peel my potatoes. So I'm going to scrub them because I'm going to put the peelings in a bag so I can put in stock. So I'm going to go ahead and just scrub the dirt off. As you can see, I just get right into cutting them and forget that I have to peel them, even if the instructions say it. I'm so accustomed to it. Did you know, I went and checked out how much caffeine was in sodas. I just asked a simple question and said, well, let me go check and see how the caffeine is. You gotta hear this, you're not gonna believe this. I took notes. 1 12-ounce can of soda has 368 grams of caffeine, but it's only got 150 calories. Now they say coffee has about 100, so if you have just coffee and you don't have sodas, you could have 4 cups of coffee a day. But if you have 1 can of soda, you can't have any coffee, any tea, or any chocolate or anything, because 1 can has as much as the Food and Drug Administration says the body can handle. That is a lot of caffeine. And they also stated, which I didn't want to hear this part, that each can, 12-ounce can, has a half a cup of sugar. And you wonder why? Obesity? You know how many people have sodas and more than 1 a day? That's a half a cup of sugar. And you wonder why we have diabetes. Pancreas goes crazy. Sugar happy, I should say. Or trigger happy, if you wish to say it that way. So that is a lot. I mean, my mother reins in on us having soda growing up. She knew something, because we didn't have milk with dinner. She made sure we did not have soda often, but we did if there was a birthday party or something. So you have 1 soda, you can't have any coffee. If you have 4 cups of coffee, you've cleared out the caffeine that they say that you can have. And they said that much of sodas, of caffeine, and this is what they say caffeine does. It causes weight gain, tooth decay, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular problem, which are heart problems. So, if you have all that, and your blood pressure climbs from all the coffee and things that you're having, that's why we have so many people on blood pressure medication. Between the sodas, just throw the chunk them and throw them in with the pumpkin. So that is why there's a lot of diabetes going around and everything else. Because would you sit down and actually take a whole cup of if you have a Coke, all right, and you've had coffee throughout the day, or tea, or anything, and then you sit there and you have desserts with the sugar and stuff. You do this, and then you snack during the day. Just a lot of starches, which is another carbohydrates, but they're sugar. The body treats it the same way. It's sugar. You can see why. The weight gains that we have, and you can see why diabetes and all of these things have such a high caffeine. You can understand why we have high blood pressure. And high blood pressure is now leading, now they know it leads to kidney problems and kidney failure. And somebody who is in the medical profession says once you go on dialysis from the kidneys, for the kidneys, your life expectancy is 5 years. And I said, what? He said, yeah. You make it past 5 years, you're doing good. But they say the life expectancy, they don't tell you this. So, if you have high blood pressure or heart problems, if you've eaten a lot of sugar and you've had a lot of caffeine, foods with caffeine in them, and it's been a lifetime, these are what you've got to look forward to down the line. And listen, like I told you, I was almost having 20 cups a day for a while. My husband was very sick. I didn't know what to do. I just couldn't sleep. I didn't want to sleep. I was so afraid. And women get like this when they're losing their loved ones. I'm not going to lie. We worry and we age tremendously at that time. And I was having a lot of coffee. When my pressure hit 220 over 200, I told him I wasn't going to be alive the next day. I didn't think I was going to make it. He made sure I got to the doctors. Found out I had high blood pressure. And where did I get it from? Doesn't run in my family. I did it to myself. Drinking about 20 cups of coffee a day. So, I don't have coffee now, or tea. Very rarely do I have it. Have chocolate, because I know chocolate has it too. And now they've made a mushroom coffee that has half caffeine. So about once a week I have mushroom coffee, which is quite nice, and it doesn't give me a problem. So be aware of a lifetime of that. You're going to end up with these problems down the road, and that's what's waiting for you if you don't change and learn to back down off that stuff. Even those power drinks and stuff I told you, they have it as well, high caffeine. If you just start reading, you'd find out how much caffeine really gets into your system. And they're saying 400 max for the body. So I would like to keep mine a little lower than that. And how do you know? Your breastplate here, you'll feel pain in there. That's your telltale sign. You will know. You know when you get angry or stuff, you can feel it there. That's when your pressure picks up with your anger. If you're not angry and you're having that you know something's going on. Just bringing information that I find out. Like I say, my girlfriends and I ask questions, and once we start asking questions, or a question, we start searching, and then we find answers to other things that we didn't know. Okay, with these, they want 1 onion coarsely chopped. Yeah, I wanted to get the water off this, so now I can do this. I want 1 large onion. And that turkey, what was it? Casserole? My sons love that. They demolished it. It was that good. They say chunk this because we're going to need a food processor to blend all this up when we get around to it. Okay, what else do we want in here? They want 3 cups of chicken broth. I already explained what broth and stock are, the difference between the two. This is 3 cups. I made it yesterday. Remember when I told you I made that big pot? Right, to this you are also going to add 2 cups of water. Okay, that's a little too much. To this, we're going to add, they say 1/2 teaspoon of rosemary. Now what we're going to do is we are going to cook this for 30 minutes or until that pumpkin is tender. So I'm going to bring this up to a boil and we'll get ready to simmer this. Now if you're worried about the skin, what we're going to do is once the pumpkin and this is cooked, we're going to take the pumpkin pieces out and then we're going to take the skin off then because it'll be easier to do that way. Though I was going to peel it, but they say this is an easier way of doing it. So whatever nutrients are in the skin are also going to be spilling out into it. So we'll bring this to a boil, turn it down to simmer with the lid on, and let it cook for 30 minutes, and I will be back. Now there is one thing I disagree with. The calories 150 if a can has 1/2 cup of sugar. I know for a fact there's more calories than that in it, so I think that was a misprint. But there is a lot of caffeine in sodas. Okay? So I'll be back. Okay, I just tested the pumpkin and it's ready. So what you're going to do is turn the flame on and you are going to take the pumpkin out. Because what we're going to do is cool this pumpkin a bit. And then we're going to scrape the insides out from the pumpkin. Check and make sure that you don't have any of the skin pumpkin left into your soup. That's what I'm doing right now. Getting the last of the pieces out. So do check thoroughly. I don't know if these potatoes are done, but I know the pumpkin is done. Yeah, this smells good already. We haven't even finished putting it together yet. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that on the stove because we're gonna take care of this pumpkin. Let me get a spoon and see how we can maneuver with this without me getting burnt. This becomes the tricky part. Just go slow doing this. I don't want you to get burnt, but you can't sit there and say, I will wait until further notice when it cools. I'm just gonna start at the top. I figure they'll cool as I do this. Guess you're watching my fingers dance. Let me finish stirring this and I'll be back because it is quite hot. Okay, that pumpkin is peeled and back in the pot. I don't know why, but they want me to put it back in the pot. And now what we're going to do is we are going to puree. You're going to need a blender or you're going to need a food processor. I'm using my food processor. So we are going to blend all this together. Oh, this is nice. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Nice, beautiful color. I'd like to know if I could can this because of what's in it. If this soup is really this good, I would love to can it. I'm just showing you. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's such a beautiful color. I can say one thing. It needs salt. The salt will be coming soon enough. Little bits in here, and I want to get all these down. One potato did not cook. Well, blend, I should say. I really wonder if I could can this. Because I can pumpkin. This would be nice to can. I think I'm going to try it. It's as good as I think it is. I'm going to can it. Now, I I already mixed the mixed ingredients together, so I'll tell you what I'm adding because they're already in a bowl together. You need a half a cup of grated Parmigiano cheese. You need a half a teaspoon of salt, a fourth of a teaspoon of nutmeg, and a fourth of a teaspoon of ground white pepper. No, because if you can pan this, this would be a nice, it sounds like it's good. It's simple, but it's really good. The hardest thing is actually, only because it's hot, is to peel the pumpkin. But other than that, this is a very, very easy soup to make. And it's a cream soup. Now you know I'm going to taste it. I've got to try this. You do have to peel the potatoes for this, so I'm not going to be upset if it has a good taste. I'll just put it down as a recipe that I cannot leave the peelings on as much as I complain. Oh my God. You have got to, oh, I'm going to take another spoon. That is good. I didn't believe it was going to be that good. It's my spoon, I know. I can have a bowl of this right now. This is how nice this is, and it hasn't even heated up yet. The flavors come together beautifully on this. So you wouldn't think it at first. I am not going to heat this up because I'm going to have to heat it up later for my family because I'll have to pack it. That's delicious. This pumpkin soup is a treat that I would never have thought of in a million years. The lady who created this really did a wonderful job. So listen, take care and have a lovely day. And just ignore my complaints at the beginning peeling a potato, because this is really worth peeling your potatoes and going through the steps that I went through. Take care. Bye-bye.